Hello everybody, this is Joshua Cook back here on my YouTube channel, Joshua Cook's HR&R, YouTube's new alternative. And I was going to do a live stream later on, but I've decided to do it this way. Um, if you're seeing this when it premieres, then I welcome you. If you're a returning viewer of my Y&R review and recap, welcome as well. So, like I said, I was going to do this live, but I'm going to be watching some live streams later on tonight, and also I'll be watching Friday Night SmackDown as well. I know Anthony Chabot is going to do his final hour watch along at around 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I'm going to do my Y&R review and recap, and the main focus of this Y&R review and recap is that there have been 2 deaths recently. If you're aware of what's been happening, let me tell you. Ian, Ward, and Jordan, who were once imprisoned for certain crimes, they've been out and about getting or trying to do a little revenge tour. Not the Liv Morgan revenge tour, by the way. This is entirely different revenge. Ian Ward has been trying to get back into the good graces of Mariah, but has failed miserably at every turn. He even went so far as to drag Tessa into his plans, but Mariah was able to see right through it, and she even threatened to kill him if Ian tried to talk to Tessa again and get those looks around Tessa, Mariah, and Arya. But like I said, Mariah was not having any of it. So, Ian Ward tried to tell, because he was a chaplain in prison, worked with, he said he was saved by God, changed man, and all that stuff. So he, like I said, he was a clergy while he was in prison and trying to seek redemption against Mariah, but like I said, she wasn't having any of it. So, and of course Jordan, everybody thought she was in prison, but as it turns out, she had someone else take her place, and so the prison, I think it was before she was in a prison and then it exploded, so I think she was moved to a different prison, and then they did a little swap, so somebody else was pretending to be Jordan, but the real Jordan escaped due to that. And so now Ian and Jordan were, doing this plan where Ian was gonna try and get back at Mariah for what happened to her back in 2014 when Mariah first arrived in Genoa City. And of course, Jordan was trying to look for Claire, who of course was, you know, Jordan had her under her spell for a time back 2 years ago. No, actually, it was in 2023. Not, yeah, 2 years ago for going after Nikki and the rest of the Nikki, Victor, and the rest of the Newmans. So, like I said, Ian and Jordan were on this revenge tour to try and get back at those people. But, like I said, Ian failed with Mariah, and Claire was gaslighting Jordan into thinking that, yeah, I want to come back and work with you again. But Claire was talking with Victoria and Nikki and telling them what's been going on, and like I said, Claire was gaslighting Jordan, believing that Jordan had Claire back working with her, but that was a whole a setup, basically. And so Jordan drank some tea. This past week, Claire was talking to Jordan, and Claire put Jordan in like a trap for the Nikki, Victor, Victoria, and Nick would catch him, and of course Sharon was kidnapped by Jordan before Claire started gaslighting. Before she was gaslighting Jordan, Jordan had kidnapped Sharon, and everybody was on edge and seeing where, and because Ian and Jordan had framed Sharon for Heather's death, and everybody thought that Sharon was the one who killed Heather, but under hypnosis, thanks to Dr. Allen and his hypnosis, turns out that Sharon wasn't the one who committed the murder. So, like I said, Claire had been gaslighting Jordan, thinking that Jordan had brought Claire back into her good graces and they were going to team up again, but that was not to be. So Claire brought Jordan back to Victoria's house, and basically Claire was going to kill Jordan because she had poisoned a cup of tea, and Claire pretty much told Jordan, I'm not gonna go back with you. I'm fine where I am, basically. And so Jordan drank that poisoned tea and was pretty much dead But before she died, she told the Newmans that it was Ian Ward who killed Heather. So it was not Sharon. That it wasn't Sharon who killed Heather. It was Ian Ward that did it. So yeah, Jordan is pretty much DOA after drinking that poisoned tea. And so Ian Ward drugged Tessa, or saved Tessa, quote unquote, because Ian Ward had drugged Tessa's water back on New Year's Eve, right around the time that Sharon was kidnapped by Jordan. And so, yeah, like I said, Mariah wasn't having any of Ian's talk about being a changed man and all that sort of stuff. So after Jordan had said that Ian Ward was responsible for Heather's death, Ian Ward was brought to the Newman Ranch and was pretty much confronted with everything that Jordan said, and Ian denied pretty all of it. And so because of all that, Mariah and Tess had a fight, because Ian had talked to Tessa again when she was working over at Society, and Abby had pretty much said to Ian not to be here, or not to come to Society. So talk about a proverbial double whammy. Mariah threatens to kill you, and not only that, when Ian was at Society, Abby pretty much told him, "I don't want you here anymore." So, and Ian was talking to Tessa when Abby wasn't around, and again he was talking about wanting to mend things with Mariah, but again, Mariah wasn't having any of it. But Tessa thought otherwise, and told Mariah, "Why don't you forgive Ian?" But like I said, Mariah wasn't having any of it. So those two had a big fight, and Mariah stormed off. And then before Ian was summoned to the Newman Ranch, Mariah thought that Ian Ward had kidnapped Tessa and Aria. So Ian was brought to the Newman Ranch to see if Victor, Nick, and Michael Baldwin, they wanted to see if Ian would, disclose the whereabouts, and also they wanted to let him know that Jordan had died, but before she died, that she pointed the finger right at Jordan, or right at Ian, excuse me. She had pointed the finger at Ian for Heather's death. So Ian had said, I don't know where Tessa and Arya are. I don't know where they are. I have nothing to do with it. So, and Ian brought a gun and had and pretty much said, hey, if I'm not gonna, Victor told him, you're not gonna leave here alive. And Ian said, I know that, but I'm taking one of you or all of you down with me. So, Ian, so Ian had pretty much all of them. Victor, Nikki, Victoria, Claire, Nick, Michael Baldwin. Victor had called Abby too, but Abby wasn't there. So, but Ian pretty much told Ian had told Victor to call pretty much the majority of the family, so that Ian could pretty much kill them one by one. So Victor tried to negotiate a deal, but Ian wouldn't go for it. So Ian shot Victor, but it wasn't a fatal shot. It was if you saw today's episode, Victor had surgery, but it went pretty good. It was nothing too serious. It was a clean shot. Nothing major. No major damage. So, after Ian had shot Victor, Victor charged at Ian, and there was a struggle for the gun, and then the gun went off, and Ian was shot. So, yeah, that shot to the chest of Ian Ward killed him. He was put in a ambulance and then died on the way to the hospital. So, but as it turns out, Tessa was not kidnapped by Ian Ward. Mariah was freaking out because she thought that Ian Ward kidnapped Tessa and Arya. As it turned out, Tessa was driving with Arya, and not only did the car break down, but her phone died as well, because Mariah was trying to call Tessa to apologize about their fight that they had. And yeah, as it turned out, Tessa was not taken by Ian Ward. She and Arya were fine. Like I said, the car and her phone died at the same time, or not at the same time, but it was at the same night that excuse me, her phone died, and then the car went kaput when they were driving. So all is forgiven as far as those two are concerned. And of course, like I said, Jordan and Ian are dead. So, and if you saw today's episode, also, Michael Baldwin told Sharon that all the charges, as far as Heather's murder goes, all the charges were essentially dropped because of the evidence that was found by chance, and of course, like I said, Sharon went undergoing hypnosis with Dr. Allen. So like I said, all the charges, as far as Sharon being charged with Heather's murder, they're all gone. So that pretty much was the big story of the month of January, first month of 2025. As far as Y&R is concerned, that whole thing with Ian and Jordan trying to get revenge on the Newmans and on Mariah, and of course Claire too. But everything went kaput as far as those two are concerned. Ian and Jordan, R.I.P. So, yeah, that's pretty much all for this Y&R review and recap. I know that there's going to be this new soap. If you've been watching Y&R or Bold and the Beautiful, they've had CBS has been airing these promos for their new soap Beyond the Gates, which is going to be premiering on February the 24th. So it's going to be interesting to see how that show is going to fare along with Y&R and Bold and the Beautiful. So I'll be interested to see what happens with that. And of course, this weekend is going to be the Royal Rumble, the WWE's Royal Rumble over in Indianapolis. I know there's been a lot of stories, a lot of media coverage over in Indy about the Royal Rumble. I know Friday Night SmackDown is going to be over at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be watching that. And then the Royal Rumble will be on Saturday on Peacock. So, like I said, I know Anthony Chabot is going to do the Friday Night SmackDown last hour watch along at about 10 o'clock tonight, so I will be watching that. And I will I think I'll let you know now that I think it's going to be CM Punk who's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble match. And as far as the women is concerned, I think, even though I'm not a huge supporter of her, I think it's going to be Liv Morgan winning the Royal Rumble match. I know she was one of the last 3 last year before Bayley won. So I think Liv Morgan's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble match. And Cody's going to win and retain the undisputed WWE Championship in that ladder match with Kevin Owens. But you never know, Kevin Owens might turn around and be a surprise entrant in the Men's Royal Rumble match. I mean, Brock Lesnar lost his title in at the Royal Rumble, and then turned around and went in the men's Royal Rumble match and won it. So that could happen. That could happen again. So you never know. We'll just have to wait and find out what will happen. But yeah, like I said, I think CM Punk is gonna win the men's Royal Rumble match, and Liv Morgan's gonna win the women's Royal Rumble match. So there you go. Alright, well, thank you folks for watching this Y&R review and recap. I might go live next month I might go live for the next Y&R review and recap. I don't know. But I might do it again, do it like this again. But if anything should change, then I will certainly let you know. But for this month, I wanted to do it like this, and then I'll premiere it at 8 o'clock when I normally would do the live stream. I'll just do it like this. So, but anyways, thank you folks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to leave a like and comment on the video, on the review. Let me know your thoughts on what you think about the Young and the Restless, and let me know, were you a big fan of Ian and Jordan, or were you not, or were you against them? That's what I meant to say. So let me know in the comments what you thought of Ian and Jordan, and subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, Joshua Cooks HR&R, YouTube's new alternative. And be sure and follow me over on my variety channel on Daily Motion, where I post the majority of my VHS openings, because Daily Motion needs the views just as much as YouTube does. So far here on YouTube, I have 323 subscribers, so the road to 500 continues. Show your support by subscribing and ring the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when I have a new video uploaded. So, again, thank you folks for watching, and I will see you again for the next Y&R review and recap. It might be a live stream, it might not, I don't know, but either way it will be up here. So thank you folks for watching. I'll see you again in my next video. Joshua Cook signing off, and I am out.